pulse the mixture. That's what will give it its velvety texture.
Velvety texture.
Now, what do you need to remember?
To focus.
I believe in you.
Because I can do it. Place 4
I
cups
guess
of flour,
it's working.
2 cups of sugar, 3 eggs.
I guess.
Okay. Pulse the
Yeah,
mixture,
okay.
like you said.
Well done, Apple.
So we got a weird show on right now. I don't know what it is. It's an apple and a bunny rabbit.
This is how we cook it. 3
Hopefully it won't clip as much this time. It probably will though. I think you can still hear me over the TV, but I'm not sure.
Velvety.
Let me know if you can hear me over the TV.
You're going to have to finish making the Potsnap pear and ginger diamonds. You've got to really follow the recipe, because if you get it even a little bit wrong, they can explode.
Okay, onion. This time,
I am focus.
And
I am belief.
I mean,
I am belief.
I don't know what happened with that first one. I went all high-pitched.
put on safety goggles, use Bunsen burner to... Okay.
Okay. Don't know what's happening.
Safety goggles first. Bunsen burner on. 60 mils pulp. Water all gone. 37.5 liquid beehive into 902 of a carbonate solution.
Stop. You lost focus again.
Yeah, but look, I did it perfect.
Whoa, look at that! Spick and span.
Yeah, I don't know what's going... Okay. I don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry I messed up our practice, onion.
Oh, that's an... that thing's an onion? It looked like a rabbit.
Tomorrow on the show, you're going to only focus on reading the recipe. I'll take care of everything else.
I'll be the best recipe reader of all time. Good night.
Good night.
Hello, I'm Bakewell Tart. Welcome to another episode of The Great Baking Duo. It's gonna be cooking, it's gonna be smoking, it's gonna be steaming, and...
Alright, I turned the TV down very slightly. Tell me if that works.
Let's meet our contestants.
Hi, I'm Ravioli.
And I'm Swedish herring.
Oh, I hate it.
I
hate it. Oh, I hate it.
A piece
of cake.
Fuck!
Hi, I'm Salami. And I'm Burrito. And we think this competition is gonna be a slice of pie.
I hate you.
Hello, we're Apple and Onion, and we think this competition is going to be
Inside television. Is anyone looking at us?
Great.
a portion of pudding.
Chefs, you know the rules. 2 hours, 1 cake, and all the imagination you can muster. That's
Yeah, I don't know,
mustard,
Mariah.
mustard. Haha, teams, bake away!
Okay,
Let's
recipe
just
reader,
talk,
I'm ready
guys.
for
What's up?
instruction number 1.
Instruction number 1. Place 4 spoons of flour, 2 empty cups of sugar, 30 eggs, and 2 grams
30
of butter into
eggs.
the mixture.
That's how it works.
Ready for instruction number 2.
Number 2. Whoa.
Apple?
Yes. Crush the blueberries along with the garlic. Curdle the milk until it turns sour. Fold the vinegar into the strawberry milkshake before adding the ketchup and chocolate.
Bakers, 30 minutes and 59 seconds left.
Whisk all the salt into the batter until it's set the oven to minus 10 degrees and place the cake inside. Ah.
And our final touch. We did it! Well done, Apple!
Well, at least it didn't explode. I must have got...
Distracted! You lost focus again! Right, Apple, you're no longer my partner.
You have 30 minutes, so...
This isn't the Great Baking Singles. We tried that show. It was sad.
Well then, my partner will be this spoon.
Good enough.
I'm not getting replaced by a spoon. I'm your partner and I can read the recipe. So give me it.
No, you had your chance.
No, I
Rip
didn't. Give
it.
me it.
Apple, you've ruined everything. My one chance to win the Great Baking
If you're not here for my reaction, then you should leave.
Never found out about my secret dream.
I should have found you a partner who could do it instead of me. I wish I knew how to focus.
With only 20 minutes to go, do you feel like there's any hope for you in this competition?
We've exploded our cake. Our recipe was eaten by a frog, and I can't remember any of it. So, no, there's no hope.
4 cups flour, feel the power. 2 cups.
Wait, what are you singing?
Oh, nothing. Just a recipe song I made up when I couldn't focus on anything.
4 cups flour, feel the power.
Okay.
2 cups sugar, this is how we cook them. 3 eggs yolks, we can put them in the batter. 400 grams of butter, get us fatter. Crush the pig till it drips like ghee. Squash the purple, 65 little circles. Cream of the Himalaya.
I don't know what this is.
Whisk it till it's fluffy in a bowl like that. Whisk it, whisk it, whisk it, whisk it, whisk, 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 whisk. Safety goggles first, butter burner on. 60 mils pulp, water all gone. 37.5 liquid beehive into 902 of bicarbonate solution.
Okay.
Countdown timer when 3, 2, 1.
What a great show our
Hey,
contestants
okay.
have put on for us today. But, as we all know, this isn't about the contestants. No, it's about the cakes. And the only way your cakes know how to talk is by getting in my mouth. Let's get tasting.
Okay.
It's gentle, but, it's powerful. A real assault on the tongue. Excellent work, boys. Tastes of fish. Be proud.
There's no fish ingredients.
Okay.
Well, it certainly looks nice, but after all that kerfuffle between you two, it's gotta taste horrible. But I am contractually obliged to try every contestant's cake, so...
God. Oh, that's gonna taste awful. That's the twist to the twist.
Apple and onion win. They win everything.
Well, that would have been a good twist.
I think I retire now.
I'm just happy that we managed to make Onion's dream come true. He deserves it, because he's the best cook I've ever
That would
met,
have been-
apart from maybe pizza.
It would have been a good twist to not have a twist, you know, twist the twist, but
Well,
of
you
course
know what?
not.
I couldn't have done it without my friend Apple. In the end, you saved the day, and all because of your amazing ability to focus on the power of music.
Wait a minute. Frog is tadpole because of how long it took to say that story.
Ah, funny cat. Okay.
Coming up next, it's a new Steve.
It's not here we go. It's here we go in like 5 minutes.
Watch your
Oh
head.
boy.
Life
This
is a little
again.
different these days.
You think?
We're all safe to explore our dreams. We're all safe to explore our dreams. Soon, we'll all be able to put the past behind us.
Yeah, ain't happening.
You are not my diamond. Steven Universe Future. New episodes. Next. On your Cartoon Network.
Be the most powerful Jedi.
Yeah, there's only 2 new episodes. The other 2 are reruns.
Battle with sounds like Chewbacca and TIE fighters. Or record your own battle cry. The sounds of the galaxy are the new Star Wars.
Record your own battle cry.
That brought you How to Train Your Dragon.
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
Abominable can be yours.
Record your own battle cry.
Something right here.
Abominable on digital now. On
Episode 2 was fucking filler. Good point. Did you know that I'm still getting comments on that reaction video about how bad it was? How dare I criticize the show? Oh, I used to be so good because I didn't nitpick shit as much, and now I'm hard to watch. Yeah, alright. Whatever, people. Oh yeah, if you go to StevenUniverse.xyz, there should be a live broadcast of it going on.
Sold separately. Base plates, backgrounds, and birds not included.
Become part of the wizarding world and amaze your friends and family by appearing to disappear. With Harry
No, my
Potter
mic is at max volume. I'll turn the TV down, though.
Now you can own one of the wizarding world's coolest cloaks. Use the free app and make anyone shrouded within the cloak appear to
Well,
be
then people can't hear the TV. I want them to at least be able to hear what's going on with that.
inspired by the movie original.
That should be good. If not, then oh well.
Smart device not included. App download required. Ask permission before going online.
Pyro ride.
Choose your ride with the amazing Vega, the VR 5BE.
Episode 2 was kind of bad, not gonna lie.
From mini bikes to scooter in a flat.
Scooter! Flat!
Available now.
I don't even know what the last word he said was. Scooter! Flat!
The Vega transforms from mini bike to scooter in a flat. Amp up the speed with thumb control, rechargeable batteries, and performance brakes. 5-row ride. It's your turn.
Take one.
People are
No!
how gem fusions look.
Why 3 eyes? Line?
Why 4 arms?
Why 4 arms?
Our fusion bodies might look cool, but what we can do with our bodies is even cooler.
That sounds wrong.
Sorry. 3 eyes for seeing the future.
An arm for, shielding.
Sorry, I'm just a human, so Stevani looks human, and all their powers are Steven's.
What? You're so powerful. You have the power
Oh,
to
God.
grow, to eat, to sleep, to heal, to care for your ever-changing self.
It's like amazing.
That's true.
I guess I never thought of it that way. You have gem powers, but we have human powers.
Oh, that's... Oh, God.
Human beings,
Please.
take time to think about the amazing things your body can do. You are magical.
We fusions may look amazing, but there's nothing more amazing, Line?
Than humanity.
Oh, Dove. I don't like that commercial. Infinity Train.
Do you see what I see? No?
Okay, it
Well,
isn't
sit
8
tight,
o'clock
because I'm
yet,
about to take you on a
so...
guided tour of the unforgettable snow car. Hello, I'm your host, Wonderflan. You better get your warm mittens and cocoa ready. As you can see, our beautiful snow car is brimming with...
Snow.
Oh yes, snow.
I haven't seen Infinity Train yet.
Threat of frostbite.
Snow is probably made from salt.
Probably. Okay. Yeah, that's great.
While ice is made from, big slippery salt.
Uh-oh.
Time to meet some locals.
These three look like they're up to no good.
But they also seem familiar. Hello, have we met?
Are you dead? Snark.
Something deep down is telling me that this guy's named Joe.
Joe
And
Mama.
I'm Hot Dog. And this is
Hilarious.
Lynette Ramsey Wilkerson.
What?
What's this? Treasure! Get the camera! Look! Wondrous
Okay.
artifacts, strange hieroglyphs. Lynette, I had no idea.
This is all definitely familiar.
Is that... Oh! Now I remember. I was trapped here for 33 years. But I never forget a boring old
It's
rock.
8 o'clock,
Well,
Cartoon
if you find
Network.
your way here, it'll probably go much better for you.
Don't touch my stuff.
Life is
Yeah.
a little different these days.
Dude!
Soon,
What? It's 8 o'clock! You're wasting your time!
You are not my
You're wasting your time!
future. New episodes start now.
Thank you! That's great. God damn it. I will forever vet my grievances with this intro. Bluebird. What's up?
hey, all you gems out there in the universe. Have you
Huh?
been feeling lost and confused in this new era?
Is this a commercial?
Then come on down to Little Homeschool.
It must
Are you
be.
used to destroying things?
Wow.
Then learn to be constructive instead. Are you used to plotting? Then you can tend to this plot of land.
Oh,
Feeling lost without direction from the diamonds? Come and find your center.
That's-
Everyone deserves a chance to
they
change.
won't know what
So
that means.
Come on down today. And cut. Thanks for helping update our commercial, guys.
I'm an actor.
Take
Ah.
this home and do some editing.
Wait, editing, hello?
Smell good.
What?
It's written on your back.
Huh?
You obviously wrote this yourself.
No, I didn't. Tomato soup.
What the
I
hell?
thought you loved tomato soup.
Yeah, but where'd my juice go? Oh no! The Dondai's been, kinda covered in toilet paper. Hey! Whoever you are that's pranking me, you got a really weird idea of what a prank is.
Tomato on the go.
Get more toilet paper.
Okay. This is a setup.
Whoa, another welcome party. A new gem must have arrived.
New dude, come over here and introduce yourself.
Welcome to Earth.
Oh my god, it's the fucking pop song.
Well, if it ain't the old gem savior himself,
Oh,
Steven
God.
Universe!
She looks like she's fucking sick! Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right, at your service.
She looks fucking sick!
Oh, cute.
Oh, you like food, yeah?
Yeah?
Well, sit tight then, I'll be right back.
She looks sick.
Yeah, she just got here and is already exploring Earth cuisine.
What is this?
Just some old Earth things. Clams, peanut butter, and a side of fresh cut grass. Please enjoy it. I'm begging you. Please. Gosh, Steven, don't make her beg.
Sure. I'll just,
Is it good?
Yeah, it's great.
Brilliant.
Can I
I'm so
see you guys in
confused.
the bathroom? Sorry, Dad. Emergency meeting. Don't panic. I think Bluebird is a fusion of Aquamarine and Eyeball.
Well, duh.
It's pretty obvious. What? How come you're all so calm about this? Did you forget that Aquamarine kidnapped me? How about the fact that Eyeball tried to stab me and ratted me out while I was on trial? They must have fused because they both hate me. That was then. This is Bluebird.
Hey,
She
Steven!
pranked me earlier today. She put a sign on my back that said I smelled good. Switched my juice with tomato soup. Neatly stacked toilet paper on top of my car.
None of that stuff sounds particularly malicious.
Besides, don't you like
Uh-oh.
tomato soup?
Steven's character again.
Isn't it convenient that
They're
Bluebird
betraying
showed up
it.
here at my house?
Uh-oh.
Steven, you've literally invited all problematic gems from across the universe to come here and learn a better way of living.
Right.
Exactly.
If you don't want this gem around, that's totally fair.
No, you guys are right. Everyone deserves a chance to change. Don't worry.
Did he have to relearn that lesson?
Thanks, Garnet. Hey, Bluebird, what's up?
Steven Universe, I'm sorry. I gave you all that food without something to, wash it down with.
Okay, thank you.
How'd that happen?
You obviously shook it. Chance to change. You obviously shook it by accident.
Oh, Steven's the person who's thinking people can't change, quote unquote, even though this probably isn't the same Ruby and the...
Bluebird's got a knife.
How else are we gonna cut this cake she made for you?
Surprise!
Okay.
Bluebird's got Garnet pinned. Let Garnet go right now. Hey, Steven. Bluebird was helping me do some stretching before diving into a bit of advanced yoga.
Okay, this episode's weird.
Stretch. What's up, dude?
Bluebird's really getting to me. I mean, look at this terrible drawing.
Oh my god!
Steven,
These two. I've been finding this junk all over the place.
Steven, those are my drawings.
Amethyst, I'm sorry.
Philosophy for waterworks, love. My art career is over before it even got off the ground. I don't know what art is.
Okay, that's entirely unlike Steven. Entirely. Entirely.
Bluebird, I'm gonna work on my art right now.
Entirely.
Lead the
This
way.
drawing is terrible.
Hey, Dad. Dad, are you okay?
What's up, Stewball? Just showing Bluebird some of my old classic sci-fi horror movies.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
So what are you doing? Got something on your mind?
You know what, Dad? I think I'll be.
Ha! Ow. Oh. Jesus.
Huh? Ah, Bluebird, classic prank.
Okay, he's getting it now, at least.
Huh?
What the hell?
Out the van. Oh, gotcha. Well, I guess Bluebird and Dad must be having a ball together. Sounds like they're watching another horror movie. I'm sure everything's just fine. Okay, Steven. Your dad is fine. Bluebird is cool. Dad?
Up here, son!
Are those screams?
No!
A year ago, there were 2 gems celebrated.
What the fuck is going on?
Traitor. But then they were cast out, forgotten, when the traitor duped all of Homeworld into loving him instead. Now they've come to Earth for their revenge.
That's random.
Forever shall he rue the names Aquamarine and Ruby.
Oh, eyeball.
Well, it's us. It's always been us, and you never knew.
I always
That
knew.
pacing
Everyone
is
knew.
wrecked
If you
to
knew,
shit.
why were your gems being so nice to us, huh?
That's because they're nice. They're nice people.
Enough of this.
Whoa, be careful with my dad. If this is another one of your pranks, you'd better cut it out.
That was just us softening you up. Now, the real torture begins.
We've learned so much about your life, Stephen. Especially how much
The
you
twist
love
is
your
that the
horrendous
twist is
my
so
dad.
forced.
But if you want him back, you'll have to do us a favor or two, such as destroying your house.
Yeah!
Bubble your friends.
Yeah!
And burn little Homeworld to the ground.
Do it!
No.
Then my dad gets it.
Gets what?
Gets hurt.
Gets it.
Do what we saw in that movie.
Oh, yeah!
Is that even a...
That's enough.
Yeah! Oh shit!
What?
Dad, are you okay?
Oh, disgusting!
Holy fuck!
How could you let that happen? You distracted me. I was directing you.
Go get him, Pink!
Go inside.
Father?
I won't let you get away with this.
Jesus Christ! Get him! Yeah, get him! Yeah, get him! Oh shit! Get him!
Confused if we're going to beat him.
What was that?
You were uncoordinated. Try again.
I've had it with you.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. You guys feud just because you hate me, didn't you?
Yes.
If that's the only reason, then it's no wonder you can't keep it together.
What are you talking about?
There are so many other reasons to fuse, like friendship and responsibility and love. Imagine how much better it would feel to fuse to support each other instead of tearing someone down. Your life would fill with warmth and
That's not gonna work.
joy and love. And
Wowie wow. He is so annoying.
I hate him so much.
I know. Me too.
are you kidding me?
Okay, Pink time! He doesn't have Pink anymore. He's dead. Oh. Oh, shit.
Stephen, why is Greg crying in the bathroom?
Tony's gotta move his dang dick.
He's like looking at him like, what? I told you so! Oh. He's looking at him like, I told you so!
Are you two okay?
Oh, we've been defeated.
Yep.
I've completely learned my lesson.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Huh?
Accept my apology. Gotcha! You may have gotten us this time, but we'll be out there
Hating you.
forever.
Okay, that saved it. That saved the whole
There
episode.
are gems out there that hate you.
Yeah, but I'm not the one they hurt. I'm really sorry, Dad. I never should have given Bluebird a chance.
That's a horrible fucking idea.
You stuck to your principles, and I'm proud of you. I mean, everyone can change, but not everyone wants to.
Yeah.
Goodbye, old pal.
Okay,
You're finally free.
hold on.
Another new Steven Universe feature.
They ruined Steven's character again. Yep. I don't know if I should just turn this down or what I'm just going to turn it down a little tiny bit. Little bit. Alright! Steven's character. Butchered. Again. Ooh, there seems to be a theme going on here. Oh. And you can't fucking tell me that I'm doing this because I hate the show this time. You can't tell me that I'm doing nothing but complaining this time. Because you saw how much I enjoyed that second half. That second half was really good. But Steven is fucked. Steven is fucked. You know how Steven was like, oh, I'm cool. Let's just accept others for their flaws, who they are. And then he goes to say, oh, no, she did this. Oh, she's bad. Oh, bad. Yep, you're bad. Oh, your drawing's terrible. Oh, yep. Greg's character is... not Greg. You motherfucker. Steven's character is fucked. Steven's hair is... Greg's hair is gone. But that's kind of minor, wouldn't you say? I mean, the twist is good, but... we'll live. Steven's character is fucked up, though. They're fucking it up so badly. Like, it's like they're changing his base ideals. For what? So he can relearn them and give them more episode concepts? I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Because like I mentioned before, and I still stand by this isn't character development. This is a character hitting a brick wall and doing a 180. This isn't development. To make more episodes, of course. That's the only reason. Which it's bad writing, so. So far, Steven Universe Future, this is the 5th episode. We've had 1 okay episode, 2 really good episodes. Actually, 2 okay episodes, 2 really good episodes, and 1 flat-out bad episode. You know, I'll give it this. It's all right. So, okay, we're back. It's all right so far, but Steven's character is just fucked.
A new Steven Universe Future starts now.
A very special episode. What?
Thank you, Explorer Gal, for saving us from this dastardly bandit guy.
Oh, what the fuck? Why is that thing called Rainbow Quartz?
Please accept money. Our city was a mess without
That
you.
thing is called Rainbow Quartz.
Well, I suppose it's still a mess.
What?
It's been so fun playing, but now we have to clean. Which is also
I thought it was calling the action figure Rainbow Quartz.
Oh, Onion, don't be that way. Your best friend Rainbow will help you tidy up.
What?
Let's get things a little more animated in here.
What the?
Stick by stick.
Oh, God.
Little blackbird builds a nest. A mess to some, but the little blackbird is in stress. Stick by stick, the little blackbird builds a nest.
How did Onion just know how to work that?
Blackbirds need to rest. The fun won't stop if you have a friend around.
Okay.
The fun won't stop if you have a friend around. And when you laugh, it is my favorite sound. And that's what life is all about. What the?
Oh, shit.
Next time, wash your dishes. Can you please explain what this is? All right. Thank you for the kisses. Okay. I'm gonna need like 5 minutes.
Steven, you're late.
Jesus.
I need you for the Sunstone
Jesus.
safety seminar.
Oh no, that was today?
But Rainbow Quartz promised to hang out with Onion today.
Don't worry, I'll handle the Gemini. I'll explain to them every possible future where they get hurt in this house.
Gee.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I'll be right there. Pearl, I'll be back as soon as I can. Will you hang out with Onion while I'm gone?
Oh, God.
Of course. He's been a dream for Rainbow. I can take things from here.
Are you sure?
I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, look at him now, making a collage.
There's a future where you fall into the garbage disposal and nobody notices until it's too late.
I gotta go, but I'll be back as soon as I can.
Take your time. We'll be fine here.
Oh, are we gonna have a...
Onion, that's a beautiful bag of hair.
Oh, Jesus.
Whose is it?
Please tell... No! That's the interesting part!
Yes, you shatter on impact.
Darn it! I'm here.
Steven, help. I think I'm scaring them.
It's okay. We got this.
That would have been the interesting episode. God damn it!
Speaker.
Your rockin' pal Sunstone's here to shine.
Watch out, Sunstone. It's dangerous in here.
Not if you practice home safety.
Oh,
Don't
God.
slip up. Clear objects off the stairs. Foul shot. Make sure you cover your trash, or you might attract wild animals. Come on, let's go. Don't leave the water running. It could flood your house.
That should have burned on impact.
Outlets, especially when kids are around. And most importantly, turn off motion smoothing on your TV.
So much better.
All right, hold tight. I gotta take a phone call.
Jesus.
In the meantime,
I love it! I love it!
Hey, all you gems out there in the universe. Have you been feeling lost
I love it!
in this new era? Then come on down to Little Homeschool. Hey, Pearl, how's it going?
Hi, Steve.
Oh, boy.
Just wondering if you're coming back soon?
Is everything all right over there?
Well, just as soon as you left, Onion got a little frustrated. He's really doing a number on the house. I think he misses Rainbow.
I'll be right there.
Rainbow is back! Now, Onion. We do not go about hitting things, all right? My, did all that habit make you sleepy? Why don't we take a little nap? And off we go!
Oh, God.
Rest well. Off we go again.
Oh, my God. This is... Are we sit...
All right, Onion. Last one. Oh, dear. I wonder how Garnet is doing.
Garnet, I'm back! What happened?
Hey, Steven. We set up a home safety obstacle course. Then we got distracted.
Motion smoothing? It's good. Everybody out of the house.
all right, change of scenery. You guys want to see something cool?
Oh, my fucking God.
Thing is that I'm wearing
Helmet.
a helmet. Now you're getting it. All right, next lesson. Hold up. You know what's also cool? Respect. Respecting crosswalk signals, that is. You're doing great.
Oh, poor Steven.
Please have everything under control.
Steven! It's getting really weird here. Steven, you were never like this. You were such a good kid. I'm so sorry I never told you that. I can hear him, but I can't see him. I think he's in the walls. I don't know how he got there, and I don't know how to get him out.
Garnet, can you for a little bit?
No problem. I'll take the time. Let me tell you all the ways you can get hit by a car.
Garnet! Forget it. I'll stay.
Steven, there's a snake.
Nope, this is the best episode. Nope.
Oh.
Nope. It's this one.
Pearl!
It's not safe here. Hide!
Pearl, you gotta chill out.
Yep.
Steven, no! The danger!
Oh God.
Oh. What?
Aw, I guess he really wants Rainbow. Wait, is he gonna jump? Onion, don't you do it. Onion! It's okay, I'll catch you, Onion! Okay, that's fine too.
This is the best Onion episode. Oh God.
Nope. Come here, you naughty dumpling. Gotcha. Why play with sharp objects when you can play with my sharp wit? Crack jokes, not cookie jars, as I always say. Ha ha. But I'll tell you what isn't a joke. This horrendous mess. Now this just won't do.
Okay.
Phew. You are quite the
There's not really much to
boy.
say, really.
Literally.
Ah.
Okay, you're coming with me.
It's important to keep in mind that all these horrible things did happen to you in alternate timelines. Safety is fun.
Hey, Garnet. How's about taking another student? I'm
Oh,
feeling
no.
a little...
You shouldn't have brought him here, Steven.
No, it's fine. It's good. No one needs safety training more than Onion. I'm combining all my responsibilities into one responsibility. It's brilliant. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Huh? Oh, I'm fine. I'm really just fine.
All right.
Steven, quick! Sunstone can save them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah! No, let Rainbow save them.
Oh God.
I'll catch them with this.
Hey, wait! I need Steven!
Why?
What is it, Amethyst?
I just miss you, man! I haven't seen you for like 11 minutes!
Steven!
I shouldn't have overbooked my schedule. No.
Oh God.
Hey, kids, don't let this happen to you. Always try to manage your time wisely. You can't be everywhere at once. Don't pull a
It's not canon.
Speaking of which, hey, shouldn't you kids be
They pulled an Uncle Grandpa.
Wowzers! Thanks, Sunstone.
No problem, dude. It's cool to want to help people, but it's also cool to just say you're too busy.
Who are you talking to now?
And most importantly, never jump off a cliff. Unless you're a trained professional, that is.
Yeah, they did it. Oh, yes. That's how you do it, folks. That's how you do it.
Holidays more than Beast Boy.
Oh, fuck.
And he's bringing
Hold on.
in this holiday season with a brand new special, Beast Boy on a shelf. Want to join us?
That's how you do. That's how you do a Say Uncle episode. That was the best one. That was the best Steven Universe Future episode so far. Hold on. You see how when you dump all the fucking subplot shit with Steven regarding Pink Diamond and his mom and all that shit, you see how much better of an episode you get? Holy shit, that was good. That was good, dude. Holy shit. Holy shit, that was incredible. That was... Wow. My spirits were rejuvenated after that one. Woo! Woo! goddamn good, dude. Suicide prevention drops to 0. It's not sarcasm. It's good. I'm genuinely serious. I'm genuine. I'm genuinely serious. All of what I just said is 100% my opinion. That was fucking great. That was great. That's how you do filler. Yes. That was so goddamn good. It has the same kind of charm that Say Uncle did. Like, you know it's not tied to the main canon, so thus you take it less seriously. And the instant you take it less seriously, bam! It's like magic. It's like fucking magic. It was so charming, yeah. Like Rainbow and Rainbow and Sunstone, dude. Oh, fucking, that was great. The filler episode was the best one. I can't fucking believe it. I thought Pearl, Garnet, and Steven were gonna fuse for a second. That would have been something. I haven't seen you in 11 minutes. Holy fuck. That was good. That was fantastic. That along with volleyball are... Woo, those are good. Wow. So we got one episode that was alright-ish. They did kind of botch Steven's character up tremendously at the first half of it, though. Seriously. Oh, I have it on Top Chat. Sorry, I'm not seeing everyone's messages yet. They kind of botched up Steven's character in the first half of Bluebird. The second half was just highs and fun, and jokes and comedy, and overall just good fucking shit. So that kind of saved that episode. That episode was kind of good-ish. Kind of leaning a bit towards okay, but we're getting there. And then a very special episode, just that, perfect, excellent. I wouldn't say perfect, but fucking the best Future's gotten so far. Because, you know, it's funny, when they don't take their show when they don't have when they ignore what makes the Steven universe have this big fucking story with all these connecting plot lines, it's kind of funny that the episode where they break away from that is the best episode in the future. You don't push that in the middle of there's no conflict. Aside from Greg's hair, but what? That's not really a conflict as much as it is, okay, we lost that. Cool, moving on. I mean, would I have liked to see Greg? Sure, but you're not meant to take that episode seriously. You're really not. It's clear from, like, the first little bit that it's not going to focus on anything plot heavy. That was good. That was great. You don't need a big fucking world-ending conflict to make a show good. You just need to make it funny. And that was funny. That was some of the funniest Steven Universe has ever gotten. That was hilarious. I love it. I loved it. That was great. That was great. And I kind of find it ironic that the one episode I love to death is the episode that some fucking despise. It's kind of like we have different opposing what we think the show should be then. That was hilarious. Turn off motion smoothing. That shit, dude. Oh, man. Oh, fuck. That was fucking great. That was great. Motion smoothing. I think they meant motion blur. It could also be resample, which it was what I took it as, resample. Which is funny to me because of how resample works in Sony Vegas. I really thought that at the point in Bluebird when Greg got mad and took the knife, he would do something cool. Nope, he just cut his hair. Nah, it's fine. He had to get himself out of the situation. Why did Bluebird ruin it for you, though? Hey, you want to know something? Let me, like, I think I have a point to prove here. I have a point to prove. Ladies and gentlemen, what were your thoughts on escapism? Y'all remember escapism? I'm not going to say anything about it, but what did you guys think of escapism? Good, okay. We don't speak of it, good. Fine, loved it. Boring, alright, loved it, right? Alright, okay. Alright, escapism was placed right after a huge fucking conflict, right? Remember? You know how Steven and Connie fused in front of the diamonds and the diamonds got all pissed? Poofed poofed the crystal gems and then threw them into the fucking dungeon. And then escapism happened right after, cut off all dramatic tension that was in that episode and just threw them elsewhere and tried to do an episode completely unrelated. Why do people like that but hate this? You know, this episode has lesser stakes. Right? Greg getting his hair cut off. All right, that's kind of a big thing. It's kind of a big deal, right? You know, he lost what's been his for probably the entire series, right? That's big, but that's not as big as being thrown in the torture dungeon for fusing in front of Nazis, right? So why do people hate the second situation? This situation, with this episode coming after Bluebird, but not the first, where it's arguably much worse. Now, I hate escapism, personally. I hate it, personally. So, I just don't see that. I just don't see that equivalence. Can you just explain that to me? That was completely unrelated to the last conflict, but people were angry at the first time, or angry at this time, but not the first time. Yeah, that's not a reason to hate something, Juggler. Alright, let's get a general poll in the chat. A very special episode. What are your thoughts? Give it. Loved it. Like it. 10 out of 10. Great. Pretty good. Funny. Really like it. Love. Good. Funny. Didn't like it. Loved it. Hilarious. Funny. Enjoyed it. Loved it. Hilarious. Funny. Godly. Okay. Funny. Best humor. One of best. Oh God. Oh my God. I can't fucking keep up. This was a mistake. 7.5 out of 10. Give it a 5. Jesus Christ. See, y'all are being harsher than I am this time. And I'm fucking harsh. Like, holy shit. Alright. We're switching gears now. Bluebird. Thoughts? I thought Bluebird was just okay. Not great. Not bad. Just okay. Meh. 4 out of 10. Hate it! 9, 6, pace too quickly, ass, dislike, good, meh, like, alright, okay, trash, predictable, holy fuck! People agree with me this time! Let's go! Wow! That surprised me. I thought people would like Bluebird. Normally, people get on me for taking shit too seriously. This time it's like, wow, let's go. pace too quickly. I'll give you, yes, I didn't say it because I've been watching my pacing comments because I did notice that. I kind of made a little bit of a harsh judgment the first time. The pacing on Bluebird was whack as shit. Absolutely whack as shit. Let's tell you guys something. How do we go from a little fusion between Aquamarine and Ruby, pulling practical pranks, acting like they like Steven, gems are fine with them, all this stuff. 1 or 2 minutes later, suddenly they're trying to murder Greg. How do you connect those 2 points? That seems kind of whack. That seems kind of wacko. That kind of seems kind of wacko nuts. Good lord. Oh, thank you, Chris. Appreciated that. Aquamarine was smaller than normal. I didn't notice it. I don't notice proportions. What, Juggler? You can't believe our differing opinions? Another problem with Bluebird that I don't know if you guys are bringing up. Steven's character? Butchered again. Oh, hey, what's this? It's Bluebird! It's a fusion between Ruby and Aquamarine. I'm gonna make preemptive judgments before I know who they are, based on people that aren't them. Hey, look at this! I don't want them around. Hey, I'm going to judge them for what they look like they are, rather than the person they are. Hey, your drawing sucks! This drawing is terrible! Steven, what the hell? Selfish. And that's, like I said, before you go on and you say, Steven's a teenager! He's changing! It's been 2 years! Expect the boy to change! If you wanted him to change as drastically as you are making him change, don't tell it. Show it. Show us the change. Because with the way things are now, Steven has taken a 180 from who he used to be and has turned into a selfish prick. And that's just bad writing, dude. Like, what? You gotta develop it a little more. You gotta build up to the selfish. You can't just go from change your mind to Little Homeworld to whatever the name of the second episode was. I think it was like Guidance, I think. And suddenly he's a selfish prick. And then 3 episodes later, he's even worse. Like, fuck. Steven is probably the worst part of this whole future thing as a whole so far. I have barely liked a single thing he did aside from kick the fusion's ass. And then it wasn't even a fusion for most of that. I've heard the theory going around that he's going to get corrupted or something. You know what? Sure. I'll take it. It's something interesting, something Steven hasn't been for this entire series. Hey, you can't do a job you like. That's not how life works. So now I'm forcing you to do something you don't know or like, okay? Because that's how I want to do it. It's because Connie is gone? I don't think that's the reason, Chris, but thank you. Thank you for your input. But yeah, where's Connie been? Oh, she's all studying for college. No, that's not a reason to write. No. That she's kind of important in this series. She would be kind of a great, You know, I'm going to turn my mic down a little bit because I think I'm clipping. She'd be a nice foil to Steven. You know, keep his humanity a little bit and not have to be so big a focus on this pink diamond shit. I swear, I still hold the opinion that Steven Universe as a whole got worse when it was revealed that Rose Quartz was pink diamond, because they ruined what Rose Quartz used to be, what she used to stand for. And ever since that twist happened, they've been trying to pull this whole arc of Steven being Pink Diamond. Steven trying to live up to the name of Pink Diamond. Oh no, he's becoming a selfish prick. Oh no, 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 no. That's not how characters work, ladies and gentlemen. That's not how characters work. This show got... That twist fucked up the show. Ever since that twist, this show hasn't been the same. Like, its quality's dropped. Change Your Mind was a direct what's the word? It was a direct side effect of that twist. And you know, I've had my opinion shift from Change Your Mind to incredible to good, sitting right now at almost bad. Because I've watched it like a few times, and each time I find something else wrong with it. I don't know. I feel like the show is nowhere near as good as it used to be. JXC's video helped with that little bit. Hey. Ugh. This show would be so much more interesting if it had Connie in it. Steven Universe Future. But because she's off in her... I hope we at least get an episode with her again. At least one more. Maybe a couple more. Because wow, dude. Wow, would this be so much better with her in it. Wow, would we have a human foil for Steven to work off of. Wow, it would be an interesting concept. Imagine Connie seeing Pink Steven. You know the potential we could get out of that? Is Connie seeing Pink Steven and maybe getting a little scared? You imagine the concepts that would bring? Imagine Connie getting to meet Rainbow Quartz, because I don't think she did the first time because she wasn't there for that. No, she was there for that. That'd be great. And you know, judging by a very special episode, it seems the show might be attempting to focus on things that aren't really story related right now. They're trying to step away from this big fucking tumor that is the Pink Diamond plotline. Which, you know, I don't mind it, because Pink Steven is a genuinely interesting concept that I'm seeing where it will go. But man, did we have to go through some shit to get to this point. Remember how they set up the whole Homeworld arc? Familiar happened and it's like, oh, we're going to make it better. Oh, it's going to be great. And then literally 2 or 3 episodes later, they're like, nah, fuck this, end it. They try something new and they don't want to do it after a while. He can't suspect Bluebird or are on some selfish prick. Who he can't suspect Bluebird are on some fuck shit without being called a selfish prick? A, what the hell is that sentence? What the hell is that question? B, it has been put in his head that not all gems are created the same. Literally, Rosebuds is a perfect example of that. And I even had my own grievances with that episode, but that episode was more understandable because he has a more personal connection with Rose. That one was more understandable. This, he's putting this trauma before his fucking mental... Hello? You think he'd get by now that, you know, not everyone is who they... If this... And, you know, I genuinely didn't see the eyeball and the aquamarine thing coming. I genuinely didn't see it coming. But, you know what would have been a great twist? If it was just a regular aquamarine and a ruby, like, unsuspecting. That was it. Then that would have made a little more sense, because then it would have given Steven a lesson, which he didn't need, by the way, that not everyone is who he thinks they are. He's got to put aside his preconceived notions, which, you know, is a lesson that he should know already. But hey, if they're going to go the full 9 yards, go the full 9 yards. Don't just stop at the halfway point and then turn around and run back to your safe point. We're not having a moment of silence for Greg's hair. Mainly because that was kind of a small, well, not a small thing, more like, I don't know. It Change Your Mind should not have been planned as the last episode, because Change Your Mind was indeed rushed. Yes, they should have had another season to build things out, I think. And Steven Universe Future really doesn't count as another season as much as it counts as an epilogue series. And I love how every time I say my opinion, there's at least 1 or 2 people that say, fuck you, you're an asshole. And, you know, I'm going to call the comments on this down below after this becomes a video and I make it public. I'm going to call it. The comments are going to probably be a continuation of what the first thing is, because I'm being too nitpicky. And I'm watching this and being annoying, and my voice is annoying, and I'm annoying, and stop complaining. What, I'm not allowed to have critical thinking? I'm not allowed to think while I'm watching an episode? I'm not allowed to give my own commentary while I'm watching an episode? Is that what the problem is? Alright, Robert and Bob, if you're just going to keep saying that, we're just going to ban you. Thank you. Yeah, Patrick, I know that. I can see that. I'm not going to judge it for what it could have been, though. I'm judging it for what it is, and what it is rushed. Shush, it's good no matter what, and your opinion is meaningless, which, you know? You mean, you know, I can kind of see what they mean. I am a little nitpicky, just a little bit, with little things. Like the pale skin thing, I did make a mistake on that. That was a filter on the thumbnail. But his skin is pale in places. I'm a little nitpicky. But I did throw out some genuine criticism, and I feel like they don't agree with me. But instead of just not agreeing with me, they're calling me and my content shit, and not as good as it used to be. Well, hey, that's not what the majority seems to think, guys. And you're free to feel that way. But don't make me feel like a piece of shit because my opinion doesn't align with yours. Don't make me feel like a piece of shit because this is my way of watching the episode. Just because I wasn't yelling and screaming and laughing and overall just not really adding much aside from all of that stuff to a video. Don't just be like that. There's criticism, and then there's just straight bashing a person. That's something I feel like we have to talk about. My old content versus my new content. Frankly, I hate a lot of my old content. And I know I'm jumping all over the place here, but I feel like we need to have this discussion. May he strike you down. I mean, was there something in the old episodes that these people see that I just don't? I mean, I get they were quote unquote funnier, and I get they were less serious. But you know, I don't want to be that way anymore. I want to mean something. You know, I want my words to mean something rather than just be ha ha, jokey joke, fun, funny, funny. Look at him, he's using an outdated meme. He's so funny. I don't want to be that anymore. I want my shit to be more timeless. And people hate them, but people love those. Some people seem to like those old videos. Which, I mean, cool. I mean, I could see it. It's pretty much me, but younger and cringier. But just because you thought those old ones were better doesn't immediately make my new content shit. I wanted to move on. I want to still move on from those days. I've been trying to be better. I feel like my writing's improved a bit. I feel like the way I articulate my points, I can't fucking talk. The way I articulate my points is better. I'm able to explain myself more and why I don't agree with this or that. And I know I can't please everybody, but you know, it's kind of hard to sit here, open with Sony Vegas, making a new shit, and realizing that, hey, maybe people think that I'm not good anymore, you know? Maybe my glory days are over. And I shouldn't really be thinking that way, I know, because it's just, you know, it's just a part of the fandom, you know? But I'm kind of wrestling between this whole idea of what I should take as criticism and what I should take as just being plain ridiculous. Guys, are we alright? Or did something go offline? Or are we fine now? Okay. I hope you guys heard all that, but it's like, I don't know what to think, because you know, I've kind of been wrestling with myself a little since that last reaction. Maybe I am too harsh. Maybe this direction I'm going is kind of toxic. God, I'm tired. I gotta wake up at 6 or at 5:30 tomorrow because I'm going to a big old flea market. And I mean, I get, yeah. And you know, this is kind of the thought I've been. This is kind of the summary of the thoughts that I've come to. Yeah, I can criticize. Yeah, I can maybe nitpick. But maybe having everything wrong with every single fucking episode might be a little much. But I don't know. Maybe that's why. Because maybe I'm just being a little too in there, you know? Maybe I'm being a little too exaggerated. I mean, most of it isn't exaggerated. Except for me yelling. I just do that for exaggeration effect, but... You know, I don't know. And, you know, I'm not really a fan of everything great with either, because that's too much of the other side. That's too much, like, hey, this is good, rather than a balance, you know? I feel like a review would be hard to do, though. Like, everything wrong with is fun, is like a good... Everything wrong with is kind of how I've built my script structure. Because instead of me having to come up with an intro and a conclusion, it's literally just, hey, list criticism. Say criticism. Easy. So I don't think it's that I have to change the entire format. I'm probably not going to do that because God knows if I want to stay relevant on this godforsaken website, change is forbidden. And, you know, I feel like I've dug myself in a bit of a hole because let's imagine this situation, right? Imagine this scenario, right? I have magically 100,000 subscribers. Don't question where I got them or how I got them. Let's just say I have them. And I got them from doing everything wrong with Steven Universe. Somehow. And I'm like, season 4, let's say. Almost to season 5. Let's say for one video or 2 videos or however I feel like doing it. Let's say I do something like, say, a Pokemon challenge. You know, can you beat Pokemon blah, blah, blah with blah, blah, blah or doing blah, blah, blah. Let's say I do one of those, right? And I put it up. Great. Let's say that video gets 2 million views, so many people like it, and they want me to do more. I get like I get like maybe 40,000 subs from it, just from that video alone. Then then that's kind of bad in my situation now. Because now I have an audience split between everything wrong with and Pokemon challenges. If I do one kind of video constantly, the other side is going to be like, where's this? And if I do the other side of the other side, then if I did the Pokemon challenge side, the other side would be, where's this? That would stretch me out more than I'm already stretched out. Because I can't work on both, because I just don't feel myself capable of that. It would have to be one or the other. So that's why I'm partially scared to try something new. Because if I try something new and that something new gets popular, what's going to happen to this show? What's going to happen to everything wrong with? What's going to happen to that? I think you guys see my point. No, Jolly, I'm not going to be like that, because that's alienating. That's mean. So that's kind of the conflict I'm in right now. For right now, I still want to do everything wrong with Steven Universe. I still want to. My drive to continue it has diminished a little, but not much. But there's probably going to reach a point sometime soon where I'm going to be not like, dude, I don't want to do this anymore. But I don't know. let me just be honest for a second. This past week, I've been flip-flopping all over the place. Especially with the thought that I've gotten worse over the years. That fucked with me. Ever since that comment section was full of people that were like, and it's not even just like one or two people. It was like one person said it, and then a fucking comment chain started. Like, yeah, he used to be so good, but then he got so nitpicky. He started taking things too seriously. What happened? He used to be good. Now he's a whiner. He's a complainer. His voice sucks. He's whining. It was this chain, and I got to see every single comment of it as it came in. Like, I used to be so good. What happened? And you know what did happen, right? I'm getting the feeling like when I go, more I go forward, the more shit's just gonna get worse. You know? And I don't feel that way. I don't feel I've gotten worse. You know, I currently sit in the camp that I've gotten better. But a week ago, I also sat in the camp that I was getting better. And I thought everybody thought I was getting better. And then when I saw those comments, I was thrown for a loop. Like, am I doing something wrong? And I'm genuinely still thinking that. Am I doing something wrong? I didn't get the same reaction from it that I got from all the comments I got from the movie. Because I genuinely expected a lot of people to hate the Everything Wrong With on the movie. In fact, that was the plan. The plan was for a lot of people to hate the movie Everything Wrong With. Because the plan would then be, I would push past those people, and the people that would like the content would stay. And that worked fabulously, because I got like 7,000 subscribers from it. And judging by how it got like 400,000 views, that was great. And that plan, that went exactly how I planned it to. But this is different. Because I wasn't expecting it to blow up like it did. I wasn't expecting the reaction to get as much traction as it did. I wasn't expecting the hate. I wasn't expecting to be blown off my pedestal like I was. That's the difference. I guess I was just living in a bubble that everyone liked it. I guess I was just wrong. So I don't know. I don't really know what I'm going to do. We'll figure it out. That's, I didn't say it in the community tab post, but that's also another reason why I didn't do Everything Wrong With this week. Because I've been wrestling back and forth with myself for this whole have I gotten worse thing. And you know, if I had tried to do Everything Wrong With with what I was fucking thinking, oof, it would not have turned out well. It would have either been too nice or it would have gone in too hard. And that is not the balance I'm looking for. See, Barnmates was the exception, because Barnmates is an episode that I feel was genuinely fundamentally flawed, and I needed to make sure I got that point across. Yeah, I get somewhat that, dude, but I don't think they're bad people. It's not that I just do what I want, because they do have a point. I do see their point. And not listening to criticism is just going to make the problem worse. Because Amp Lemon said it best. The people that come from outside and are not a part of your audience are going to give you some of the best criticism you'll hear. I guess it's more the fact that I don't know how to take that criticism yet. But I guess there was just some kind of limit that had to be made. Because that fucked with me. What happened there. That fucked with me. Oh no, dude. That's just something that happened. I do at least want to think that I'm not a toxic person, you know? But that comment section sure made me fucking think otherwise. Woo! Ooh. This week was not a good thinking session. Not at all. A lot of people think what I'm saying is just straight vitriol. It seemed the genuine consensus from what was going on down in that comment section was that I wasn't giving criticism. I was just nitpicking. I was what, Pepsi? And I think they point up, sorry. I was holding a screwdriver. I don't know why. I use it to open my 3DS. But anyway. I think they kind of correlate me being vitriolic and me being nitpicky to being vitriolic. Which I don't know. Maybe I do go a little too much. I have no idea. I wouldn't know. And the thing is, I keep telling myself that I'm going to try and be less harsh, and it only backfires in my face, so. Who knows, dude? Who knows? I'm not showing the... Oh. Skylander just got fucked. And then unfucked. Oh, thank you, Tater Cater. Yeah, but see, Bryson, that's where viewpoints kind of disconnect. Because while I'm a guy that likes jokes and all, the kind of jokes that got me popular in the first place are just jokes that I don't want to tell anymore. They're jokes that I just think are cringy now. They're jokes that I just despise ever making. Take Pizza Daughter as an example. Everyone fucking loves Pizza Daughter. And you know, I'm starting to see why. But that's just not who I am anymore. Pizza Daughter's just not who I am anymore. I'm not the kind of person that thinks that just throwing random shit in a pot and seeing what sticks is funny. That's just not me. And I have a hunch that when some of you guys get older, yeah, you might still like Pizza Daughter, but you'll probably see what I mean. The Thrust Chronicles are something I'm probably not going to do again either, because, again, I just don't find those jokes funny. I managed to make it work with the Only Think About Love one, but then ever since then, it's just, well, the joke's gotten stale. And tell you the truth, the jokes from a lot of those old videos have aged poorly. So much to the point that I only think my first good Everything Wrong With video now was Say Uncle. And that was, what, 2018? Sometime in there. And one was my first one, 2016. I regret a lot of what I did back then. I regret a lot of the Everything Wrong Withs I made back in Season 1 and Season 2. The full disclosure rant? Yeah, I don't like that anymore. I still agree with it, but I don't like the way I did it. The way I did it is just... Oh, thank you, Seth. Sorry, I didn't see it. Did someone else do it and I didn't see it? Okay, never mind. I still agree with it. I just don't like the way I did it. It was overly pretentious, overly fucking cringy, the way I did the rant music. Oh, man. Oh, man, dude. Oh, man. That was interesting. Friendship is still my favorite Everything Wrong With, though. Because me and Renegade kind of worked well together on that one. Now it's just... I don't know. That's weird. The first Everything Wrong With video, I think, it was actually good, and now we're here. Here where... I'm not sure what I think of my Everything Wrong With videos now. I feel like I just don't really think about it much anymore. I used to think a lot about what I did back then. Because, you know, it was a new thing. It was a new format that I was doing, and I didn't really have as much at risk because I didn't have that big an audience. I didn't have so many eyes on me. Maybe then I found myself able to be more goofy. But now I've changed as a person, and now my idea of comedy has changed. Maybe part of it's because maybe I don't think I could write a good joke. You know? Maybe part of it is because I just don't have anything really funny to say anymore. Maybe the series has changed my view on media. That was something else someone said. Ever since I started Everything Wrong With, my view on media as a whole has gotten tainted. Which I still find that kind of ridiculous, because, you know, criticizing things is, you know, kind of critical thinking. And, you know, I like to think I critically think more about things now rather than just, you know, blindly loving it or blindly hating it without really thinking about it. But, you know, that gave me something else to think about. Karina, most of my jokes are dick jokes. Those aren't very witty. You know, maybe in that sense, ignorance is bliss. because you're able to enjoy things more. But now noticing all the abject flaws in something just, you know, what do you value more? Your enjoyment of something or the flaws in something? What do you think is more important? Your enjoyment or the media's quality as a whole? Oh, what do I know? I criticize cartoons on the internet. Maybe that's why I like things like Sonic 06 so much. And things like Dragon Ball Evolution I even liked. Yeah, they're flawed. Yeah, I can point out 15 million different things to complain about. But I still find enjoyment in them. And so I value them. That's why I like things like Shadow the Hedgehog. Because yeah, they're flawed. Yeah, I can see why people don't like them. But I like them. I can enjoy them. Same thing with the new Pokemon games. Yeah, I see their flaws. I don't really care about... I don't really care about their flaws because I enjoy the game. It's fun to me. And I hold that belief. But it's starting to I think I'm starting to make it look like I think the other way around. I think I'm putting off this persona that I'm not in it to enjoy things anymore. I think I'm putting it off. I think I'm like pushing that I'm the kind of person that like overanalyzes things, and it leads to me, you know, complaining more, I guess. Thanks, Steets. You produce content that a lot of people enjoy, and you enjoy making it. Stop being hard on yourself. I did explain earlier why it's going to be kind of hard for me to do that. Because I guess I'm thinking more for the people now that I have this audience that's here for one thing. And if I get popular with another audience for doing something completely different, I'm going to have a split in my audience. And it's like every idea I want to do, I feel like it's just going to be a worse version of someone else's idea. Pokemon challenges, shit. My dry bread can do that so much better than I can. So much quicker, too. Got 15 different Pokemon channels doing the same thing. What am I, just going to throw things onto the pile? Reviews? That shit's way oversaturated at this point. That are people that are probably way funnier, with way better editing skills, way better analyzing skills. I could try to mix it all together, but then it'll just be turned into a huge fucking mess. That's pretty much the main two I've been thinking of. Streams are pretty much the only thing I can think of that I'm at least somewhat unique in. But then, what else is it? Me playing a game? Gets like 20, 30 viewers most of the time. I can't sustain that. I can't do only that. And then I just get sick of it if I do it too much. And then everyone loses. And even that has its own consequences now, because you know how many games have been sitting in my backlog? You know how many games I have sitting behind me that I haven't touched for years, ever since I bought them or got them for Christmas? Because I feel like just playing it by myself is just a waste, because it could provide a good stream that could entertain people. I feel like when I play things now, I have to be entertaining people at the same time. That's not a good mindset. That's the mindset I have now that I've done this. I get to playing a new game and I feel like I'm wasting something that people could potentially enjoy. I feel like I'm robbing people of entertainment, you know what I mean? I have like 50-something games in my Steam library I haven't put any time into. Because then the cycle goes that I try to play it. I think it would probably make a good stream, but then I realize people probably wouldn't even want to see it and then I never do it, I never play it, and then the cycle continues. And then there's the thing where if I play that game off stream, I feel like I'm wasting time. You know, I could be making a video. I could be entertaining people. I could be making something that other people will enjoy. I could be doing something productive in my life. And what am I doing? Playing a game. Doing nothing except making progress in the game. What's the game gonna get me? Cheap satisfaction? Maybe I shouldn't have monetized my stuff, because then I wouldn't have such a huge weight to, like, do this shit as often as I can, you know? Because now it gets me money, and it's like, wow. And, you know, maybe that time between the middle of season 2 and before the movie, it didn't help that was probably one of the worst periods the channel's ever seen, because I literally had very little to no growth at all. And I felt like I was going nowhere, and I was slowly becoming irrelevant again, just like I was before. And I did take a break then. I took constant breaks. It was like a month between each video. But then the more of a break I took, the more irrelevant I felt I got. The more people didn't see my stuff. The more I wasn't being seen or noticed. And it constantly gave me little motivation to even continue, which led to even less people seeing me, which led to even less motivation. It was a fucking cycle that just kept spinning over and over and over again, and it took me forever to break out of it. But now I'm fucking getting back into it again. I know how all of you are saying to take a break. And I see your sentiments. And thank you for having them. But I don't know, dude. If I take a break, I'll just probably be... I don't even know. Here's what I worry is going to happen if I take a break. One of two things is going to happen that I'm worried about. One, I'm going to try to take a break. I'm going to try to be invested in other things, but I'm not going to be able to focus because my mind will be too set on, you know, YouTube and trying to get stuff done. And it'll mentally stress me out that I'm not getting anything done, and it'll just lead to me stopping a break prematurely. Or B, I'll take a break, and then I won't want to get off that break, and you guys will never fucking see me again. I saw that already, Alex. It was good. Fandom doesn't know what's been going on for the past half hour. I don't know what to think anymore. Pretty much just laid it all out. Laid out all my thoughts that's been going on for the past, what, a year? Oh, okay. Well, that's not even, I don't even think that's the case, JC, because I'm going to lose everything eventually. I mean, no one's relevant forever. One of these days, people aren't even going to know what a supersonic is. I don't want to be relevant forever. That would be kind of ridiculous. I mean, it'd probably be nice, but dude, I wouldn't be able to handle it probably for too long. This is just kind of sobering in a sense. What I went through this week maybe is kind of just a wake-up call that maybe I do need a break. Because now that I'm thinking even more about this, you know, as much as I don't want to stop everything wrong with entirely, as much as I want to keep it going, maybe everything wrong with isn't the best for my health, you know? Thinking negatively constantly. Looking at an episode and being like, okay, what's wrong with it? I need to find things wrong with it, or else, you know, the video won't be good. You know? If anything, everything wrong with's kind of all culminated up to this, to like what happened this week and what I've read and the thoughts I've been wrestling with. And, you know, if you were here earlier, you'd hear how it was making me debate if I'm worse than what I used to be a couple years ago. You know, if I'm a good or bad person, you know, all those things. And the answer should be simple, right? Just stop doing it. If it's taking an effect on your brain and you think it's not good, just stop it. It should be simple, right? It should just be easy. Just a light switch. Turn it off if it's bothering you. I don't think it's that easy. It's not just a switch I can flick. When you've gotten so used to people, to having people enjoy what you do, even if you don't 100% think it's the best thing you could be doing, when you have this group of people that have subscribed for that and that watch that and they like it and they enjoy it and they want more of it and they think that you've done such a good job with it that they think you can continue it for as long as you can. When you have a group of people that thinks like that, stopping in your mind could be one of the worst things you can do. Because what that's effectively saying is that all of those people and all of the comments that they've said, you're just turning your back on them. That's how I view it. Even though I know they wouldn't view it that way, and even though they would probably understand if I explained what the situation was, and even though I know that they would support me for whatever I want to do next, that's just how it would be. That's just how I would think. I wouldn't be able to stop myself from thinking that. As sad as it is, I can't help it. I'll still feel bad. I'll still hate myself for doing that to everyone. Because it's something they enjoyed. And it's something they wanted to see. And it's something that they loved. And it helped them get through things. I've gotten comments that have said, Supersonic, you've helped me through things. You've helped me get through life when life was pushing me down. When life was punching me in the gut. You were helping me get through it. And I see things like that. And it makes me think, I have to keep doing this. Not because I actually have to, but because I want to do right by these people. Because they depend on me for something. And then there's the entire other end of the spectrum. Maybe people that either used to like what I do, or people that are just coming in for the first time. And apparently I've done something, changed something, and now they just don't like me anymore. And they say, Supersonic, you used to be good. You used to make me laugh. You used to be funny. What happened? Why are you like this now? Shit, I dropped something. I don't know what it was. You got so nitpicky. You got so whiny. You got bad. You turned into a bad person. What happened? And then for them, I feel I want to keep going. Because it's not like I have to. But it's because I want to do right by those people. I want to do something, change something. that'll make it so that I'm as good as they think I used to be again. I want to find out what I did wrong and fix it. I want to find out what's making them hate me so much and amend it so that you know, I'm not so wrong in their eyes again. What did I drop? I can't see it. I can't see it. There it is. I just don't know what to do. Because I feel like stopping would be the worst solution, because then nobody wins. Nobody benefits. Everybody loses at that point. Even me, who you'd think I would have the most to gain from that. But I won't, because I know that the instant I try to say that I make the decision, if I ever make the decision that I want to stop this, and I announce it, and I see what the comments are, I know my emotions are going to be a fucking wreck. Because I won't be satisfying what I've been telling myself to do for the past 3 years. And even in a more selfish manner, if I were to look at it more statistically, imagine this. Imagine this scenario. You do something that everybody likes. You get 100,000 subscribers from it. Everybody loves it. Everyone says they love it, and they love you for making it. And then you stop doing that because you want to take a break from it. You want to stop doing it because for some reason you just don't want to do it anymore. And you try something else. And you start making something else. And then suddenly the day comes where the new people stop coming in. And you're suddenly irrelevant because you stop doing the thing that people came to you for. How do you think you would feel if you were just... if it was like you just never existed at all? Because you decided to take a risk. And you decided to do something that you wanted to do rather than the thing that the people wanted you to do. You'd think people would understand it, but that's just not how people are. People are wired to just do what they want to. That's just who they are, especially as babies. The only difference between a baby and an adult is that the adults have been taught that sometimes you just can't get what you want. The babies don't have that thought. They just do what they want because they don't know the difference. They just do it. They don't know. They don't know any better. On YouTube, it's kind of the opposite. People watch what they want because who's going to stop them? They're not going to watch what they don't want to watch. That'd be stupid. So when a content creator stops making the content they want to watch and they just turn to something they don't want to watch, what are they going to do? They're not going to stick for the person. They might come in every once in a while if something they do interests them. But if the person they like starts making content they don't want to watch, it doesn't matter what they think of the person. It doesn't matter if they think the person is the best person in the world. They're just not going to watch it. And then the people are going to stop coming. And then you're going to be irrelevant. That's just the cold, hard reality. And I'm afraid that that's exactly what's going to happen to me. Because let's be real. If I stopped making everything wrong with, and I started doing something that one of you didn't want to see, and you just didn't want, you wouldn't watch it, would you? Because it's something you don't want to see. And that's what I'm afraid of. And I got a preview of that sentiment with the SS1014 plays. You know, I think they're all right. Yeah, they're a little rambly, but they're okay. How many of you, how many people watched? Well, like 400 something, 500 something. Because nobody wanted to see it. Out of the almost the 25,000 people didn't want to see it. And I'm sorry, Maddie, but that's just not how it works. If people, even if they're just true fans, see someone they like doing something that they just don't want to watch, it doesn't matter if they like the person. If they don't like the content, they will just skip out on it. Because yeah, they might like the person. Yeah, that nothing's going to stop them from liking the person. But if they do something that the people just don't want to see, they're not going to watch it. And that's reality. And I'm scared. That's why I've been sticking to the comfort zone. Everything wrong with has been safe because I know that people watch it. And I know that it's going to get me new people if I make more of it. And don't get me wrong, I want to keep making more of them. I don't want to, I'm not burned out from it. I was burned out from it, but I'm not anymore. I'm back and ready, but now it's like, I don't know if it's the best for me, if it's gonna boost my health, or if it's gonna make my health any better. And Alex, that's kind of hard to do. Because let's think of it this way, right? 500 views on a video that you think you're doing your best on, and you're trying your best to entertain people, and you're putting your heart and your soul in it. 500 people out of a potential 25,000 is a bit demoralizing. Just a bit. Because that makes me think I'm probably doing something wrong. And let's think of it this way, too. Imagine I put 30, 40 hours into editing this great big extravaganza of a brand new idea of something I want to do. A video game review, a Pokemon challenge, you name it. I spend a lot of time on that bitch. And then it gets maybe a little under 1,000 views. What was it then? It was wasted time. Because instead of putting time into something that you wanted to do, and people didn't watch, you could have been putting that time towards something that the people are going to like, and that they're going to want to watch, and that they will watch, and that you are guaranteed some form of relevance for. I don't know, which seems more logical to you? Something that people aren't guaranteed to watch, and that you're taking a huge risk and possibly risking revenue if you're that kind of channel? Or the safer option of just doing what works, damn the consequences. This channel's not my job, no. But I think you guys are seeing what I mean now. I think I'm succeeding in putting you in my shoes. And what I think and what's going on with me. And to all of you guys just saying, well, screw that, well, screw what they think. Screw what the people want. Just do what you want. I'm sorry, but that's just not possible. Not in my eyes. Because, again, let me put it this way. You have this taste of being relevant. You have this grasp on people's attention, and people like you for what you do. You have something. You are relevant. People like you and it feels great. You're noticed. You have eyes on you. Fantastic. Excellent. Imagine those eyes disappearing and you're suddenly irrelevant again. How would you feel when you have this taste of actually having a group that actually likes who you are, and then suddenly they're gone? Suddenly, you just don't have them anymore. You don't know what you did. You don't know what potentially could have caused this. There you are, sitting in your chair, and all of a sudden you're irrelevant. You didn't ask for this. You didn't choose this. Oscar, perfect. That correct answer. You'll feel discouraged. You'll feel miserable. You'll feel like, what did I do wrong? And then you realize it's because I didn't give them what they wanted. So again, why risk it? Because yeah, it could work out. Yeah, the prospect of it working out is great. But the sad reality is that change is bad. I say it constantly. You may have heard it once or twice from me. Change is bad. And if you do it at the wrong time with the wrong people, you will burn to the ground. And then what will you be? You'll be irrelevant. Again, just like you were years ago, before you found the idea that made you relevant in the first place. You may not like it. You may not agree with it. You may think I'm completely wrong. But I'm sorry. But that's just the cold, hard fact of life, buddy. Oscar gets it. Oscar understands. So there you go. I've laid it all out. If anyone that hasn't seen the stream somehow watches this far for whatever godforsaken reason, then, well, now you know what's been going on. Now you know why. Well, now that you know why. Now you kind of have an idea of what's been on my mind this past year. And why I can't just stop and think it'll make me feel better. Because I got the constant fear that I'm going to be irrelevant again. Just like I was. You know, years ago, maybe I didn't mind being irrelevant. No one minds being irrelevant at first. No one. Because you don't have any thought in your mind that something's ever going to happen. You just have it set in your mind that you're going to be irrelevant. You just know, hey, that's okay. Because I can take risks, because it's not like people are going to see it. But then when if you eventually do become relevant, and you have all these eyes on you, now it's like you don't want to go back to being irrelevant, because now you know how good being relevant feels. Now you know how having all these eyes and people that actually give a shit about you actually feels. You know how much I look back at, like, kindergarten and first grade, and I'm surprised with how I was able to get through it? Because everyone fucking hated me back then. You know, I was smarter than the average kid, although I was still a fucking dumb fuck. And everyone hated me. I got bullied constantly. You know? And I always used to ask myself, how did I get through that? How did I just see what was going on? How did I just not care what people thought? And then it hit me. Because what did it matter? I was irrelevant. What did it matter what they thought? Because I didn't know what the concept of being cared about felt like. Now I know. Now I know what it's like to have all this constant attention on me 24/7. Now I know what it's like to be relevant and to have people like me and enjoy who I am. And the thought of taking a risk and having it go back to what it used to be scares me shitless. And I know I'll still have my friend group. I know they won't leave. I won't have to worry about that. Y'all are some pretty loyal people. I'll give you that. But the audience, the experience I have, even right now, I even right now have 109 viewers, which is way more than I usually do. Losing that idea that you matter, that you've made something of yourself. Losing that concept and suddenly being throttled back to square one, where no one cared, you were a nobody. And suddenly no one cares what you do because no one's watching you anymore. You know how much that would suck? You get this taste of fame, and then it makes you think you did something wrong. You fucked up. And then you get scared because you think, will I ever get back to that point? And even then, it'll be different faces, different audiences. You put all that work in, and then it suddenly is just gone. And it would be something if it were just, let's just say it were like following instructions. If you fuck up a step, maybe 12 steps in, and have to start over, at least you have a clear path on how to get back to where you fucked up and make sure you don't fuck up again. YouTube isn't like that. YouTube is a fucking roller coaster and a fucking game of chance when it comes to who gets popular and who doesn't. There's a good chance that you could get popular off something, become irrelevant, and then you never reach that point ever again. Because that YouTube isn't a set of instructions. YouTube isn't just do X and Y and you'll get to Z. YouTube standards change all the time, and if you can't adapt, if you don't stick to a formula that works and keep people interested, you're gone. You're irrelevant. And that's what I've been scared of for the past year. Between, I'd say, the middle of Steven Universe Season 2 and the movie, or in terms of everything wrong with, I genuinely felt like I was irrelevant again. Because I was getting little views compared to what I used to get. I felt like no one was watching me anymore. I was getting at most 15 viewers on stream, sometimes 30 if I got lucky. I wasn't growing. New people weren't coming to the streams, or to the videos, or anything. I felt like I hit a stalemate. I felt like I hit a wall and I was never going to go back up again. Thankfully, I did something with the movie and managed to start growing again. God knows what would have happened if that didn't happen. And it's not like I don't appreciate it, Esteban. I do. But nobody wants to feel like they're nobody again. Exactly. Like the feeling of just having people come in constantly. and enjoying what you do. When that feeling is lost, you are never the same again. I need to get to bed. But now you know. Now you know what's been going on. Now you have an idea of what's been going through my head recently. And why I can't just stop doing or take a big break from everything wrong with. And Jolly, yeah, that's another point. I only really get viewers when the stream is sent out to notifications. If the notifications don't get sent out, nobody comes. And that's telling. That's really telling. But at the same time, you got to put the thought out that maybe what I've been doing isn't the best way to stay relevant. Constant negativity can't be good for somebody. It really can't. And I feel like maybe this way to becoming relevant has been, I don't know, cheating? Maybe? Because I've gotten relevant off of bashing something to the fucking ground. And then continuing down to hell. Bashing it to hell and then coming back. That's where we'll be by the time I'm done, it feels like. Maybe this wasn't the best way to get relevant. And honestly, as thankful as I am for getting the viewership that I have, and for the people that actually stick around and watch my shit, as much as I appreciate the hell out of them, there are still days that come where sometimes I just wonder what would have happened if I had never become as relevant as I did. Would I be happier? Would I still be working for something and still have the drive to keep going with something different each time? How would life be? And I know I'd be giving up getting to know a lot of people. They'd probably never see me at that point. And I know the easy solution should also be just to not think about it. But this is exactly the culmination of what happens when I put off thinking about it. It turns into this. This stream is an exact result of what has happened when I've not thought about it. It feels like this is more a responsibility I have now. Because Glaceon puts it best. Some people probably wouldn't even be here if I didn't start uploading shit. So now I feel like I just have a responsibility now. You know, be an entertainer. No, I haven't, Koopa. I don't know about that. Mostly because my parents don't really know about any of this. They almost did yesterday. It almost slipped. Because I started alright, story time. Story time. I think I should tell this. It's story time. Yesterday when I was getting on the bus, I decided I wanted to sit somewhere else because, you know, I have a friend in school. Surprising, I know. I have a best friend that I really wanted to talk about. Or talk to, I mean. And we started talking before we got on the bus. So I get on the bus, and I try to sit near them, but other people sit... You know how a bus is like, okay, there's some seats on the left that can hold more people, and there's a seat on the right that can only really hold like one. Well, she sat down, and suddenly there were just people all around her. They weren't talking to her. They just sat all... I couldn't sit anywhere near close. I had to settle on... You guys know a bus, right? I had to settle on a seat that was like a little bit way too far away to talk to her. So that already sucked because it was a seat that had this, you know, like how some seats have this hump in it because the wheel is there. So you're kind of sitting there with your legs sat up against your chest because you can't put them down because of that wheel thing. Well, that's how I was sitting. That was one of those seats. It was already bad because I felt like I had fucked up and not sitting close to her. Yeah. Because I couldn't talk to her, right? I'm just sitting there, awkwardly playing my 3DS at this weird angle because of the way my legs are. And suddenly, after we get past a stop, the bus driver suddenly yells out, "Who's that sitting behind George?" Now, of course, I didn't know most names of the people on that bus, except for the people I went to school with, so I didn't know who she was talking about, so I just kind of ignored it at first. And after a few more times of that, I realized, wait a minute, the bus driver has called a kid George, so that must be his name. And I realized that George was right in front of me, and I'm like, oh, fucking shit. She's talking about me, isn't she? And so I kind of look up from my game. I look up at her. And I kind of like do the whole, you know, point my finger at my head and go, me? Are you talking to me? Give her that, are you talking to me look. And she went, yeah, you. Now here's something we should note. I sit at the front of the bus every single day. Other than that day. Yesterday was the only day I've sat somewhere else this year. I always sit in the front. She sees my face every single day. Every day she sees my face. Every day. Because I'm sitting right there where she can see me. Every day. And then she's like, she didn't know who I was. Even though she was looking directly at my face. She didn't know who I was. And then, it wasn't exactly a tirade, but it felt like it. She launched into this tirade of like, oh, why are you guys sitting in different seats? You gotta sit in the seats you were in before. You're making things so hard for me. Nah. Alright, well, number one, these thoughts all came after, like, a day after the fact. Number one, this is a bus, not a fucking classroom. We don't assign seats. This is a free bus. We sit where we want to because friendships change. Life changes. Status changes. We aren't just going to sit the entire seat the entire year. That's kind of unreasonable. There's no assigned seats. Number one. Number two, what the hell do you mean making things harder? You've seen who I am. You know who I am. This entire year you've seen who I am. Why now do you just not remember who I am? Am I just that fucking invisible to you? Do I matter so little to you that you just don't see me? And then after that, something cracked, something snapped in me. I don't know what it was. Hearing that, maybe it was the phrase, making things harder for me, because that's the way she put it. You guys keep making things harder for me. Was the snapping point. And of course, I'm not a very external person when I'm in school, so I mostly kept it internal. My ass just putting that together suddenly got these thoughts of, you're making her life harder. You're making everyone's life harder. Why are you here? What the fuck are you doing? Why did you sit back here? Why did you decide it was a good idea to make things harder for everyone? Why didn't you just sit in the front? Why didn't you just do what you were supposed to do? Why are you existing? That was it. It just spiraled into that. And as soon as that why do you exist thought passed through my head, I just started crying. Like, that's it. Like, that was it. Point snapped. I just broke. I snapped and my body just broke. Of course I kept it to myself. No one saw, thank God. Not even the bus driver when I got off the bus. It wasn't like a full-on cry. It was just tears. No noise, just tears. But but we make it to my stop. This is about 5 minutes later. We make it to my stop. And I get out. And I walk in the house. I don't know what happened because I had managed to reel it in so well. But again, something just snapped. And before I got in the bathroom, right in front of my mother, I just start crying again. Not just the no noise cry, not just the tear kind of cry, the full-on noise cry. The cry that's like almost sobbing cry. Because once you get me to that point, I've gotten to that point before. Once you get me to that point, it is very hard to turn it off. Because I'm very sensitive to things like that. Because believe it or fucking not, I hate myself. I may not ever put it out there, or I may not ever be very vocal with how much I do, but I do. Some days there's literally, even though immediately afterwards I don't believe it, there are times where I just think everyone's better off without me. You know, life would be better if I just wasn't here. You know, that was one of those moments where everything just spiraled into was like, if I just didn't exist, this wouldn't have happened. If I just didn't exist, no one would have had to hear that. No one would have had to have the bus driver yell at them. Even though I don't believe it now. Even though I still don't believe it. When I get to those points, I start fucking believing it. It's bullshit, I know. It's horse shit. It's fucking ridiculous, I know. But it gets to that point. That was that point where I just broke. That was the turning point. I'm sure of it. That was like the point where the pieces started coming together, because that made me reflect on this channel even more so than usual. The thoughts eventually connected. Oh, my mom. I completely forgot about my mom. I managed to, because, God, I know I didn't want to tell her I felt worthless. No, that'd fucking destroy her. No, I'm not going to do that. So I managed to just say that it was just something. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just the bus driver. But I said, hey, it was the bus driver. Something happened. I just kind of broke. And she said it was fine. That I'm a good person. Yeah, you know, all that stuff. Mom stuff. I love her. Yeah. But it was after the fact, after I got my crying out, that I started thinking about it more. And then the thoughts eventually drifted, you know, to everything wrong to the YouTube channel. And then the better if I don't exist thing came back up. Of course, this time I didn't cry because, you know, I was over that part. Sorry, I'm kind of multitasking, cleaning my table right now. And then the thought came. What would everyone be like if I wasn't here? What would YouTube be like if I just didn't exist? And, you know, I gave it a thought. Gave it a good long thought. And honestly, I didn't know. Because let's think about it for a second. I don't exist. Just, I know it's hard to think. Just put it in your head. Just put it in your head. For right now. Just imagine it for right now. I don't exist. So thus my channel doesn't exist. What would that change? Well, let's think about it. I'm negative about Steven Universe, right? You know, I put out stuff that's like everything wrong with. You know, all that stuff. Well, that negativity probably wouldn't be in a lot of people that are a fan of me. I've noticed that. So I feel like a lot of people would still be thinking highly of Steven Universe. Because I'd like to think, at least to some people, I've had a hand in altering their opinion of the show. A lot of people wouldn't have discovered me. Well, they definitely wouldn't have. Everyone wouldn't have discovered me. I don't know. I don't think this now. But back when I was thinking about it, genuinely got to the point where I thought a lot of people would probably be better off. Even though they probably wouldn't be. Even though they definitely wouldn't be. That's what I thought. Because I thought back to the comments I got last week. About how I used to be so good when I was younger and with my older videos. And now my newer videos are shit because I complain too much. Or I nitpick too much. And I whine and I bitch and I moan and I complain. I thought back to those comments. And I thought, well, maybe if these people are thinking this, how would they feel if I just wasn't here? No, it's not that she almost found out about my YouTube channel. She's known about that for years. She doesn't know all of what I've told you, though. I think that's a bit extreme, Oscar. But you know something else that's run through my head once or twice? Think about this for a second. There's suddenly been this huge wave of Steven Universe criticism across the internet. A lot of people have suddenly come out of the woodworks and said that they don't like Steven Universe and have given their reasons why. A lot of people have come out and criticized a lot of episodes, a lot of things as being an above average mess or just a flat out mess or why Steven Universe is flawed and all that. Now, forgive me if I'm being a bit pretentious by saying this. I don't mean to come off as self-important by saying this. But I've noticed a trend that a lot of these videos started to come out after I started my series. The criticism started to crop up after I started criticizing. Now, I don't know about you, but when I notice a pattern, I can't not notice the pattern anymore. I apologize if this comes up as narcissistic, as selfish. I'd like to think I had a hand in starting this trend. I probably don't. It probably wouldn't have even mattered if I started. It probably would have started in the first place. But I'd like to think that I kind of sparked something. At least even if it's the tiniest little spark. Right? If I never existed, and by consequence this channel was never made, that criticism wave, that wave of toxicity of Steven Universe is bad, why do people like it? Oh no, never would have happened. And I feel like maybe this fandom would have been better off because of it. Because that criticism sparks some toxic shit. Some toxic shit. And now it's like the fandom is split. There are some people that go, Steven Universe is great, shut the fuck up, toxic people. And there's the other side that goes, Steven Universe is shit, shut the fuck up, apologists. That other group, it used to be non-existent. It used to be either you liked Steven Universe or you were okay with Steven Universe. That other side wasn't a factor before. But then after I started, there was a shift. There was a change. It was small at first. Started with little nitpicks, you know. Shot, reverse shot, shot, reverse shot, shot, reverse shot, shot, reverse shot, all that, right? It gradually grew to writing mistakes. This episode doesn't make sense. Why is this here? What happened here? It grew to animation. Right? Animation. Entire characters being fucked. Entire episodes being fucked. Entire arcs being fucked. It grew and grew and grew. Oh, I'm sorry. What grew with my everything wrong with videos? It started with nitpicks. Then it went into writing issues. Then it went to animating issues. Then it went to characters. Then it went to episodes. There's a pattern here, I tell you. There's a pattern. There's a pattern. And me, maybe I started it. If I didn't exist, would that have happened? Would that have happened? God damn it, I keep dropping shit. What the fuck? Food for thought. I think I'm gonna leave you with that because I'm tired. If I didn't exist, would the fandom be as toxic as it is? Forgive me if that's narcissistic of me to think that I've created just such a big change. I probably shouldn't have said that. But that's genuinely what I feel. I'm done. I need to get some sleep, dude. Maybe just reverse back on that last part, but that ran through my head at some point or another. I need to go. I'm not going to be doing much tomorrow because I have to go to a flea market. Then I got to work on a research paper. So I won't be around tomorrow, probably. We'll see where my future goes from here, I guess. It's probably just going to be the same. Because change is bad. We'll see. I'll see you guys later. Bye.